We followed the family tree of Adam and Eve until the time of Noah. And we came to the time of Noah. We know the historical period of the time of Noah. We will examine the evidence and findings of the time of Noah. There is information in the Quran regarding the identification of Noah. O Noah! It is said, depart the ship with peace and blessings from us to you and those who are with you. Surah Hud. The prophets whose names Allah mentions are from the lineage of Adam and those carried on the ship with Noah, and from the lineage of Abraham and Israel, Jacob, Surah Maryam. The Israelites are descendants of those who were carried on the ship with Noah, mentioned in the Surah Al-Isra. But the story of Noah in all its details is mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh, an epic poem that is considered to be the oldest religious text that has survived from ancient Mesopotamia. The literary history of Gilgamesh dates back to the 3rd dynasty of Ur, written 2100 BC. The Sumerian name of King Bilgam of Uruk is Gilgami. It tells about Noah's flood in all its details. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that the storm lasted 6 days and nights and then says, on the 7th day the flood subsided, it was as quiet as after the war. Immediately the sea calmed down, the storm passed, and the flood ended. While everything was quiet, I looked at the sky. And all humanity became mud. After the ship ran aground on Mount Nisir, Utnapishtim released the animals. Now we will examine when Noah's flood took place in research. According to research by geologists, the Black Sea was not a sea approximately 8,000 years ago. The water coming from the Mediterranean through the straits turned the Black Sea into a sea in a period of 1,000 days, 3 years. The depth of the sea is 2,200 meters in some places. And not everywhere reached the same water elevation at the same time. As a result of a village close to the Bosphorus and at a low altitude around it, the waters coming towards them entered and they were able to escape after entering. Geologists are of the opinion that the flood did not occur all over the world, but only in a certain region. These scientific researches indicate that Noah's flood occurred in a region and according to the diagnostic approach, it happened 8,000 years ago. If this determination is correct, we do not have any data proving the contrary. If we accept this accuracy, this means that in the 3000s before Christ, Sumerians, Assyrians, Babylonians, and there has been a mythological narrative that circulated from word to mouth throughout Anatolia until the Hittites. Therefore, it seems that it is a mythological narrative dating back to ancient times. The fact that Noah, the identity attributed to the flood, is described with different names in many narratives gives rise to the idea that Noah is described with a symbolic identity. Of course, all these questions and data reveal that it needs to be considered and questioned. However, we will continue to examine the family tree of Noah by remaining fixed on historical data. Noah's children are 3, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. It is claimed that Noah, who is the continuation of the lineage of Adam, is the lineage of humanity, nations, and languages on earth. Now let's take a look at this family tree. Japheth or Japheth. He is one of Noah's 3 sons. It is believed that he was the ancestor of the peoples of the Aegean Sea, Anatolia, and other places after the flood. The sons of Japheth. It is seen that he is the ancestor of Turks, Cimmerians, Hungarians, Finns, Estonians, Mongolians, Medes, Greeks, Ions, Italians, Spanish, Catalans and Cilicians. Noah's second son is Shem. Shem's sons are Elam, Assyria, Aram, Arpachshad, and Lot. Abraham is the ancestor of the Hebrews and Arabs and is a descendant of Arpachshad. Flavius Josephus, one of the 1st century historians, stated that these 5 sons were the ancestors of the Elam, Assyrian, Syrian, Chaldean. These are the common ancestors of Jews and Arabs, and Lydian peoples, respectively. As a sub-branch of Afro-Asiatic languages, Arabic, Aramaic, Akkadian, Ethiopian languages, it is suggested as the common ancestry of Hebrew and Phoenician languages. Ham is one of Noah's 3 sons. The names of Ham's sons are Cu, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan. The descendants of Noah's son Ham made Africa their home. Berber, the northern part of the African continent, is entirely Hami race. Those who come from Sam are Sami. This race crosses Sudan and Zambia along the Nile, and has become Ethiopian, Djiboutian, Somali and Eritrean. This is the family tree of the human race that came from Adam and scattered the earth. All sacred scriptures are represented by this family tree that confirms each other. These lineages are then connected to the holy prophets. These data tell the history of religions from the east of man to the present day. In other words, it is the explanation that the children of Adam and Eve are the lineage of man.